On our third day, we drove out to Botanical Beach to hike another portion of the Juan de Fuca trail, see the infamous tide pools, and maybe find a place to swim. Queens was very excited for another day of activities. But first, this girl was on a mission to poop. The walk was amazing. A little muddy in some areas, but not as bad as the other part of the trail we did the other day. We finally made it to the coast. Botanical Beach is another rock beach, mostly made up of jagged black rock, as it turns out. It was beautiful to film, but not fun for queens to walk on. It was also covered in barnacles and mussels. Definitely bring hiking shoes for your pets. I really regret not having those. It still didn't stop Queens from wanting to explore and go for a swim. Just as long as she doesn't go too close. Like that. Too close. And apparently not learning her lesson either. Seriously, if your dog doesn't have excellent recall or naturally stick by your side, do not let them off leash. I kept in constant vocal contact with Queens to keep her extra close from that point on. Sheesh, someone wants to swim. But there aren't too many spots here that are safe for that, even for Queens. So we explored instead. Found a little pool to splash in. And enjoyed each other's company. Finally made it to the tide pools. Be very careful, as I discovered your pets can have a hard time navigating the pools. They are big enough for them to fall into, but small and deep, so always keep an eye on where your furry family member is sniffing. We rested a bit, and started the long journey back to the car. I'll admit, it was too much for Queens. At one point, I just carried her to spare her paws from the rough terrain. And that led to me slipping and both of us taking a hard fall. Thankfully, it wasn't serious enough to need medical attention, but I was very glad we'd be taking it easy over the next 2 days. But before all that, at least we found a place for Queens to do what she's been dying to do all day. And make a friend or two. And of course, she had to find the biggest stick possible to play with. The struggle was real, and so was her determination. made dinner, dried off, warmed up, and fell asleep at a beautiful campsite next to Horn Lake. But more about that next time. Later days.